Alright, welcome once again to this video. My name is Tebo Philemon. In this video, you are going to be building our first ethical hacking lab. So this is what we are going to do. We have our host machine right here with this IP address, which is the physical machine that we are currently using. So in order to have other operating systems running on our machine, we need a virtualization software, which we are going to use VMware in our case. There are other options like VirtualBox, Hyper-V, but we are going to be using VMware. So on VMware, we are going to install VMware on our host machine, and then inside of VMware, we'll be installing Kali Linux, Metasploitable tool, and Parrot OS. Kali Linux is the most popular ethical hacking penetration testing operating system that is in the market. So it's very powerful. It has a lot of tools built into it. So we are going to install that, and the next thing we are going to install is Metasploitable. It is a vulnerable machine that is made intentionally vulnerable, so people who are learning cybersecurity and penetration testing can use it for practical, because it is illegal for you to go scanning people's networks without permission. So we need something, we need to create a network of our own where we can practice how to penetrate. And then we are going to install Parrot OS, which is another popular um, operating system. Is used by a lot of professionals also. So these are the system that we are going to be installing on our labs. This is a basic lab, so from here we can install other systems as we move on to learn other stuff, other things. So here, as you can see, this is the internet right here, right? So this is the internet here. What we'll be doing is we are going to install VMware, like I said. Once we install VMware on our machine, and then we are going to install Kali Linux. We're going to install Kali Linux, and then we will install Metasploitable, and we will install Parrot OS. We install Parrot OS. These are the three that we'll install in this video. Maybe in upcoming videos we'll be installing other systems. But what happens here is we are going to configure the systems to be able to communicate with the internet, but we are not going to make them communicate to the internet directly with their own IP address. As you can see, each system here has an IP address. All right, so we are not going to make them communicate with the internet through using their own IP address. So what we will do is we are going to make our virtual machine to communicate with the internet using our host IP. So they will have to go through our host IP to access the internet. So this is how we are going to configure all of them. So all of them will have to go through our host IP to get to the internet. So from there, we'll be able to download other things and do any upgrade that we need to do on these virtual machines in our virtual environment. So let's go and see the software that we have to download. The first one that we have to download is VMware. I'll put the link in the video description so you can follow the link from there. So when you get to this website, there are two options. There's Workstation Pro, and then there's VMware Fusion Pro. I'll recommend you go with Workstation Pro. Right, so I'm going to show you how to install this. So this is the link where you click to download. Just click on this link. Once you click on this link, you'll be able to download the file. Okay, so once you click on this link, it's going to load this website, right? So when this website loads, you should be able to create an account on this website. Then they'll give you access to the file to download. Otherwise, you can also go to your web browser and simply search for VMware download. Once you have that, you can download it from anywhere. Click on any link from here and download. But the safest way to go to do this is to go through this website, broadcom.com. So they will actually ask you to create an account. You put in a username and a password. Once you create the account, they will give you access to the file to download. Then you can download the file. So if I have to put my username and my password right here, click on remember, next. for you, they will ask you to create a password, so you have to create the password, and then you can go ahead and download. The screen you will see here will not be exactly what you're going to see when you log in for the first time. So once you log in for the first time, they're going to give you access to the link to download. So once you have it downloaded on your computer, the next thing that you have to download is Kali Linux. I'll also put the link in the video description. So when you get to this website, you can see we have different options. This is installer image and virtual machines. We are going to go with virtual machines because we want a pre-built machine where we can simply import and start using, instead of having to go through the process of installing everything from scratch and setting it up. We want a machine that's already set up and packaged, so we can simply import that into our virtual machine and start using. So you click on virtual machine. Once you get here, you're looking for this option VMware, because that is the virtualization tool that we are using. So you can go here and just click download to start downloading. But the problem with this is that the file is very heavy. It's 3.2 gig. If your internet is not that fast, not that stable, it's going to be a problem downloading it that way. So I recommend you use the torrent version. So if you click on torrent, what happens is a torrent file is going to be downloaded. Once that torrent file is downloaded, you can then open that torrent file, and it's going to give you a file like this one, right? So once you double click on this file, you should be able to open up your torrent software. If you don't have the torrent software installed on your system, you should go to the internet, search for it, and download and install it on your system. So once you get here, once you open up the file, it's going to ask you to confirm. It's going to give a dialog box to confirm that this is the software you want to learn. There's a check mark just close to that software. Just click on that check mark. Once you click on that check mark and click on OK, the thing will start downloading. As you can see here, it's already downloading. So if at any point you want to shut down your computer, you can pause this. You can pause this and then come back and click on download anytime that I want to start downloading. Click on download. As you can see, it's downloading. So if I want to pause this, I'll just go here. I'll highlight this what I want to pause and click on stop torrent. So anytime that I open up a uTorrent, I can continue downloading this file. So that's what I recommend you use to download. So once you have that downloaded, the next thing you have to download is Parrot OS, which I will leave the link also in the video description. There are different options also. What we want is this virtual option, optimized for running a virtual machine. So you click on that and then click on security. Choose the security option and then choose this AMD 64. Click on that, and then you have the download option here at the right side. You can download from here VirtualBox or VMware product. But like I said before, wherever you have the option to download the torrent with uTorrent, go ahead and use the torrent file, and then choose VMware product. Then it's going to give you this file again. Once it gives you that file, just double click on the file. It's going to open up your uTorrent, and then you confirm it and start downloading it. Now once you have that downloaded also, the next thing that we want to download is Metasploitable. Metasploitable is an intentional vulnerable virtual machine. This VM can be used to conduct security training, test security tools, and practice common penetration testing techniques. So it's used for practicals, to test different security tools and to practice penetration testing. So go ahead and click on download to download this one also, and then just wait for it to download. Once it's done downloading, as you can see, I already have all this downloaded into my system. So I'll just go there and show you how to install these files. The first thing you want to do is install VMware. Right? You simply double click on this file and follow the prompts. It's very simple to install this. You double click, you open it up, you confirm you want to install, and then you click next, and then you wait for it to install. It's going to take some time to install, so you have to be patient. Once it's done installing, you click on finish. Once you click on finish, you should be able to see this right here, this file, VMware Workstation Pro. Now once you have this on your computer, I'm assuming that you've downloaded all the softwares that we need. You want to double click on this to open it up. So it's opening up. Now it's asking us for a license key. So because it's a paid version, we need to put a license key to be able to use it. But they gave us this option: use VMware Workstation 17 for personal use. So if you are using for personal use, you can check this one. We are going to use this for personal use, so just make sure you check that and click on continue, then finish. Now we have VMware installed and it's now running. So what we need to do now is import our virtual machines or install any other operating system that we need to install to start practicing. So go to your download files. Make sure you extract Kali Linux also by right clicking and clicking on extract here. If you don't have WinRAR installed, make sure you download and install WinRAR so that you'll be able to extract these files. Once you have this file extracted, Kali Linux extracted, Metasploitable extracted, Parrot OS extracted, and then we can go ahead and start installing. So let me extract Parrot OS. Okay. I think I have a problem with this file because that's telling me that the file is not correctly downloaded. So I think I will have to go and download this file again. Anyway, we'll go on with the other ones. So once you have it extracted, the first thing we want to do is to go to File, New Virtual Machine, just check the first option and click on Next. Installer Disk, Installer Disk ISO. We are going to, let's use this one, check this one, and then we are going to browse to look for the ISO file. Let's see if we can get the ISO file. So this is the process for installing it from scratch using an ISO file. So let's install Linux operating system. Let's install, no, let me use Ubuntu. Just highlight that and click on open. Click on next. Put a name, full name. Username, let me put password. Confirm password. Then next. You have entered an invalid username, or username must only consist of lowercase characters. Okay. Username has to be lowercase. click on next. Ubuntu 64 bits. If you want to change the location of the file, you can go ahead and change it, but it's okay. I'm going to leave that on the default. Click on next. Minimum disk size, we have 20 gigs. If you want to increase the amount of disk space that you allocate to this machine, you can increase from here, but I'll just leave that at 20. Split virtual machine, store virtual disk in a single file, use store in a single file, and click on next. So just go ahead and cross check whatever you've set, and let's click finish for now. So you have to wait a little for the system to be imported. Okay, let's wait a bit. Okay, we have a Ubuntu 64 bits. It's coming up, so let's see. So the machine is starting up, so you have to be patient for it to start up, and then we'll go to import other machines. So the machine is powering up. So what I want to do, I want to shut it down for now. Shut down, or let me just power it off for now. Yes, power off. So we will go to install or to import other machines. So let's click on home. Let's click on open a virtual machine, because there are some operating system that will give you the ISO file. If you get the ISO file, means you have to install it from scratch using the process that we just did with the Ubuntu system. But if you have a virtual machine, a pre-built virtual machine, what you can do is simply import them. So you click on open a virtual machine, and then you select the virtual machine that you want to import. In this case, I want to import Kali Linux first. You double click, and then you check this file right here and open up. So we'll wait for it to import. So Kali Linux is imported. The next thing we want to do, we want to go to home again and import open virtual machine. This time we want to go back VMware and open Metasploit folder, select it and open it up. Now that we have Metasploit here, the next thing we want to do is rename our virtual machines. Right click on the virtual machine and click on rename. So this one is Ubuntu. It's an Ubuntu machine. Kali Linux, rename. We just want it to say Kali Linux. Kali Linux 2024. The reason why I'm adding 2024 is because I have another Kali Linux, an older version from 2022 that I'm going to install later. So I want to be able to differentiate them. So now we have Kali Linux here, we have Metasploit here, we have Ubuntu here. I intended to install Parrot OS, but for some reason the file is corrupted, so I will have to go through the download again before installing this on VMware. So let's go with what we have. Now we have our machines imported. So let's start by setting up the virtual machine. So click on edit virtual machine settings. Memory, we want to give it 2 GB of memory. The recommended is 2 gigs, so we just leave it on 2 gigs. And then processor, just leave it at default. Network adapter, this one is very important. This is where you determine how your virtual machine communicates with the internet. We want this to be on NAT. Make sure it's on NAT, then click on OK. Go to Metasploitable, also right click, or simply click on edit virtual machine settings. Check the memory. The recommended memory is 2 gig, so I'm going to send this up to 2 gigabyte of RAM. And go to network adapter, make sure is the NAT option is checked. Click on OK. Click on edit virtual machine settings again. You just want to make sure that everything is set correctly. Okay. So click on hard disk. I want to give it has 8 gigabytes of storage. Um, anyway, let's just go with that because we are not going to be doing a lot for now. So let's just go with that. Select the virtual machine and click on power on this virtual machine. So it's loading. Let's give it some time to load. Kali Linux is loading on. So while we wait for Kali Linux to load, let's go to Metasploitable and also want to power it on. If you receive this pop-up right here, just click on I copied. So it's loading up. Yeah, so we are waiting for it to finish loading. 70% done. So Kali Linux is loaded. So let me enter the password. The password is Kali. The username is Kali and the password is Kali. So Metasploitable is loaded. Let's log in and see. The password for the credentials for Metasploitable is MSF admin and MSF admin. So to log in with MSF admin to get started. So let's click here. Once you click on it, your mouse cursor will disappear. That's when you know that you're into the machine and you can start typing. So MSF admin, hit enter, password MSF admin. Okay, so now we are in. Alright, you can, so know that we are in, let's just run a command. Let's say IPA. IPA is a command that you run when you want to get the IP address of your machine. So as you can see, the IP address of this machine is, this is the inet 192.168.21.128/24 range 24. So this is the IP address of this machine. So if I want to access this machine from anywhere, if I want to attack this machine, this is the IP address that I will have to use to attack this machine. So now that's all for Metasploit. We only want to get the IP address because it's the IP address that we need to be able to attack the machine. Now let's go to to Kali Linux. In Kali Linux we have it fully loaded. Here you can see all the tools that we have in Kali Linux. Hopefully they load up. So these are the tools. They are organized in categories. We have in information gathering tools right here, vulnerability analysis tools. We have web application analysis tools, database assessment, password cracking tools, where we have John the Ripper, Hydra, Hashcat, and so on. So we have reverse engineering exploitation tools, where we have things like SQL for SQL injection, set tool kit, social engineering toolkit for creating uh, fake clickable links, malicious clickable links. So we have all these two reporting tools, because as a penetration tester, when you run a pen test on a company, you need to give them a report. You have to make a report. So there are tools you can use for reporting. So forensic tools, we have different forensic tools right here. But like I said before, there's another operating system that we are going to install in the future. It's called uh, CSI. It's called CSI operating system. It's also Linux based, but it's purposely made for forensic investigation. So let's see how we can get to use Kali Linux. So you click there to get the PowerShell. Now we have the PowerShell. Let's see. The first thing that we have to do is to upgrade the system. So the command is, let me say, who am I? So I'm currently logged in as Kali. To show you how to run that command to upgrade your packages. That is actually the first command you should run once you're done installing Kali Linux. So the command is apt update. Let's run that and see. Okay, it says permission denied. So we actually have to upgrade the user account. Let's use the sudo command. So sudo update. So it's sudo apt update. Let's run that command and see. So it's going to ask for the password, which is Kali. So it's going to start updating all the packages. This is going to take some time, so this is where you really have to be patient and wait for all the packages to download and update. Once this process is done, at some point it might stop and ask you either to press yes, to press N or Y. N will be to continue. Sorry, N will be to say no, and then Y will be to say yes to continue. So just whenever I stop, just hit Y on your keyboard and let it continue until it's done. So when it stops at some point, you're going to see this error message saying error failed to fetch, blah blah blah. So what you want to do now is simply run the command again. Sudo apt update. Alright, at this point, what we need to do is run the second command, which is sudo apt. This time we want to do upgrade, then run the command. So okay, I think because the we just upgraded, or we just updated the packages, so there's really nothing much to upgrade, so that will be it. We want to check the connectivity between our Metasploitable and Kali Linux, because like I said, Kali Linux is our attacker machine and Metasploitable is our target. So we are going to be using Kali Linux to attack Metasploit. We want to use Kali Linux to hack into Metasploit. So for that to happen, you need to make sure that we are able to access Metasploitable from Kali Linux. So we are assuming that Metasploitable is a vulnerable machine that is somewhere over the internet in the other side, on the other side of the world. It is not actually in our network. So let's see if we can get connection to it. So the first thing we need to do is do some research to get the IP address, which I just did by running the command IPA. IPA. The other command you can also run is if config. So if you run if config, you also get an IP address. So as you can see, the inet is 192.168.21.128. So let's go to Metasploit and see if we can connect. So the command we use to connect, to check for connectivity, is ping. So you say ping. Let's try to ping Google and see. Ping google.com. So if you ping google.com, oh, command ping not found. Okay, I misspelled that command. So let me go again and ping. So each time that you type a command, if the command is not correct, it's not going to change the color. As you can see, the color changed to something blue. So if the command doesn't change to this, know that there's a mistake in the spelling. So we are Google. We are trying to ping google.com to see if we have access to google.com. So let's see what response we get. Okay, it's working. So I'm going to stop this. If you want to stop this, because the ping will continue, they will continue to ping until you stop it yourself. So the way to stop it is you press Ctrl plus C on your keyboard, or Command C if you're using a Mac. So if I press Ctrl C, it stops sending the ping packages. So now we can access Google. Let's see if you can get to Metasploitable. So let's say ping. The IP address that we got was 192. Let me check that again. 192.168.21.128. 168.21.128. 192.168.21.128. So that's the IP address of our Metasploitable. Let's see if you can. Okay, it's working. So our network is correctly configured. So let me stop that. Like I said before, you use Ctrl C on the keyboard to stop that, to stop the ping. So so there's something I want to show you, right? So like I said, if you run the ping command, what you do, it will keep sending ICMP packets to the target. As you can see, these are ICMP packets. So if you keep sending this ICMP packet, it's just a way of saying, hey, are you there? Hey, are you there? I want to communicate. Are you there? Hey, are you there? So if you keep saying it, you keep saying it and receiving the response until you actually stop it. So if you want to run it, so usually what I do is that I'll give it a command to run it 4 times. So I'll say ping this IP address. But before you ping that IP address, I want you to do that 4 times. So I'll say C for count. No, you see, dash C for count 4. So what this is saying is I want you to ping 4 times this IP address. So it's only going to ping 4 times instead of ping this continuous ping. So let's run that and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it stopped. So you can see we had 4 packets transmitted, 4 were received. So we are connected. So let's also go to Metasploitable and see if we can get access from Metasploitable to Kali Linux. So for that we need to get the IP address for Kali Linux. So we use the command ifconfig. So our IP address here is 192.168.21.129, right? So another command that you could run to get an IP address is which is the one that I prefer to use, is IPA. You write IP, put a space, and then A. Hit on enter. You can see how colorful this is. It is, for me, it's a little bit easier on the eyes to understand. So the IP address here is inet. Where's inet? Inet 6. What happened here? Hold on, guys. Let me check something. So I can see for some reason it's not giving me the IP address here, but it's actually giving me the IP version 6 because this is the IP version 6. I want to get the IP version 4. Okay, this is the IP version 4 right here. So it's 192.168.21.129. So let me copy that. I'll highlight and I will copy. Let me go to Metasploitable and run the command ping, and then I'm going to paste that, or let me just type it 192.168.21.129. Let me check again if that is actually the IP address. 192.168.121.129. Yes, that's the IP address. So let me ping this. Okay, as you can see, it's pinging, so the connection is perfect. Let me stop that. Control C. Alright guys, you can see that our lab is up and running, so we can from here continue to run other commands. At some point you see that your mouse is stuck in this machine. So if you see that your mouse is stuck in that machine and it's no longer working, to get out of it you use Control plus Alt key on your keyboard to bring out the mouse. So that will be all for today, guys. I hope that this was simple enough to understand, and I hope that by the end of this video, just take your time, watch the video bit by bit as you try to download and install the softwares that we did. And if you face any difficulty, any challenge, make sure to ask the questions in the video description or in the comment section, and I will try my best to help. If you're part of the WhatsApp group, make sure you ask questions in the WhatsApp group, as I also share the link there.